Mighty thump from Hughes. Well done, Cloud, and meet McCann. Harris under pressure. German from halfback. Lovett takes it. Was wanting to play on, but saw a wall of blue and white stripes in front of him and thought better of it. Doesn't kick too well. Not much there for Melbourne. Williams, well smothered by Law. Dean now, and McCann. Oh, and a charge at Dean. Coming from John Law, and eventually a throw-in.
Play about 48 metres out from the Melbourne goal. Danny Hughes doing the ruck work. Good punch away there by Harris, out towards the boundary line. McDonald doing the ruck work for North Melbourne, and the ball now at half forward, some 35, 40 metres further away from the previous boundary throw-in. Hughes in front, McDonald over the top. Chance for Stretch, does it well, Stretch into an open goal. In the 22 home and away matches he would have kicked that, but the additional pressure of the finals and Stretch misses. Melbourne by 5 points.
Well, we mentioned before, Robbo, that in that first quarter Melbourne had several opportunities to kick goals and they missed them, and there's just another example in this quarter where Stephen Stretch has missed what should have been a certain goal for the Demons.
They might rue them later in the day. Hughes the big spoil, giving Steins a breather on the ball. Yates pretty casual about it, but did it well to Stretch. At half forward now for the D's. McCann is the spoiler. Williams the swooper. Long and straight. And finally the Demons strike gold. After a string of misses, David Williams gets his second, Melbourne's fourth, and puts the Demons 11 points in front.
And Melbourne are certainly playing better than North Melbourne. There we see Williams, who's such an elusive player. It's been said maybe he's a decoy forward. Well, he gets too many kicks and kicks too many goals for that. And he just demonstrated then how he can swoop on the ball. And Ross Smith is having a lot of difficulty in curbing him. And it's also interesting that when Mossop goes to full forward, so does Steins. And when Donald McDonald goes on the ball, so does Danny Hughes. So it's man on man as far as Melbourne is concerned.
Ineffective play in the centre of the ground. Spargo. Nearly a mark to Spalding. Play on Love. Centre half forward. Left foot kick towards full forward. Nearly a mark to Sean White. Look at the determination written over the face of the young fellow from Ireland. And what a player. The crowd come to their feet to applaud the efforts of Sean White as he sees the ball over the boundary line. Half forward flank for North Melbourne. About 75, 80 metres around. Here's a chance for Larkin. He can't gather. Chandler over the top. Mark will be taken at half back by Lovett. One of the unsung heroes of the Demon lineup. He gets it off to Coop. Coop into the centre. Hughes on his own. Attended by Crocker. 15 metres. Hughes doesn't take advantage. Turns. Kicks wide to half forward. High flyer on it. Dean at the back. Flower. Gathered by Yates. He can't break clear. Was he held but he didn't have it? Yes, says umpire Robinson. And the free kick will be taken by Yates at half forward. Well, it's between half forward flank and forward pocket, about 45 metres out from the Melbourne goal.
Well, there's a lot of good man-on-man duels taking place at the moment. Not too many smart moves, but just man-on-man duels.
Bailey getting free, and Yates not putting his man that much closer to goal, but certainly reducing the angle very significantly. And a real chance from 50 metres. Distance is there. It's home. The Demons have got their fifth. And they've got the biggest break in this elimination final so far, as they lead by 17 points at the 5-minute mark of the second term.
Well, there's Robert Clough. He nearly trapped the ball himself. Yates there. Actually looks like he went to hand pass and the ball fell out of his hand. And in fact, pretty lucky to get the free kick. But obviously umpire Ian Robinson was obscured there with his view. But certainly it wasn't a free kick when it was all said and done.
Little bit of good fortune. Melbourne go forward through Greg Healy. Up towards half forward. Ackley under pressure. Play answers the umpire. Flower. Skills. Still gets the handball away to Hughes. Hughes up towards full forward. Mark to Melbourne. Great mark by Campbell.
And the Demon supporters are on fire. They've waited for this for so long, and those brave 20 in the navy blue and red, they're giving them a great sight.
Clean mark to Campbell. 25 metres out. Punts. And punts cruelly. 6th goal on the board to Melbourne. And they lead by 23 points.
Well, everything's going right so far for Melbourne, but they're making it happen. North Melbourne are really struggling to get some good players into the game. Matthew Larkin has been well held by Bailey, doing a good job on him. Coop's done a good job on Spargo. And this Melbourne crowd is really lifting their Melbourne players. 23 years drought, but they're making the best of it at the moment.
3 goals in 3 minutes, producing a wave of sound, a chant of Melbourne, Melbourne from the long-suffering supporters as Love gains 20 metres for the Kangaroos, for North Melbourne, who are struggling. And Melbourne's tackling is fierce, giving the Kangas nowhere to go, and umpire Clayton to ball it up towards centre half forward for the Kangaroos. John Northey looking as if he's gone 4 or 5 quarters already. He's still got 2 3/4 to go. Spargo the knockout, put straight to Jackson. Speedy stuff. Now Spalding, a star, to half forward, fortuitously into the arms of Dean, long and straight with the left boot. The Demons have kicked 4 in 4 minutes. And the MCG is electrified.
Well, the adrenaline is really running now for Melbourne. We see Ricky Jackson, who's been a good player. He's had Steele changing on him out of the back pocket. And Dean, who's been a very lively player at centre half forward, showing those great kicking skills that made him a bit of a legend down at Subiaco, where he was recruited this year. And he's giving plenty of movement to that Melbourne half forward line. And Viney's been a good player, along with Yates. Spalding doing well. Hughes in the ruck, and also Steins holding his own against Mossel.
What a good kick by Spalding to position. Dean can't break clear. McCann off to Larkin. Larkin in the centre. Sides on the handball to Demetriou. Demetriou towards centre half forward. And there are the Demons. They're as steady as a rock. They've settled down well. The nerves perhaps could have got the better of them. Hughes out wide finds Bailey. Melbourne on the run again through the wing. Bailey with time to steady. Kicks it with the left foot up towards half forward. Good punch away. North Melbourne defence under pressure. Healy on Clarkson. Kick off the ground by Viney. Bailey in there again. Tackled by Demetriou. No one can break clear. Umpire Clayton letting play go. Williams, a kick out of the pack towards centre half forward. Here's a chance for Steins. Breaks clear. No, he doesn't, but he still gets his kick away. Up towards half forward, and the mark's been taken by McCann. McCann at centre half back plays on and kicks it into the centre to find Larkin.
Who's a man who North need to do plenty to give them a lift. To half forward, Cracker the scout. 50 metres from an unguarded goal, but he goes short. And beautifully to McDonald, who will kick from 45 metres out and has been known to kick the cover off the ball. Will swallow this distance up with no trouble at all. The accuracy is what's important.
And Phil Cracker really looming as the only live wire in danger on the North Melbourne forward line for Melbourne. He's already booted 2, and he's been in a couple of pieces of play that's given North Melbourne goal-kicking opportunities.
The Demons have kicked 4 in this quarter already in 9.5 minutes. North haven't kicked one. They need this badly. The distance is there, but the accuracy is not. The Kangaroos' first score of the term is a minor, and they trail by 28 points at the 10-minute mark.
Well, Melbourne have done it all, and they've done it well. Hughes, a prodigious kick. 70 metres. Kicked back by Larkin. Mark taken by White. What a screamer. He makes everything look spectacular, doesn't he?
That was a great mark because as Spargo was coming in, he never took his eyes off the ball for 1 second.
Off to Coop. Coop wide finds Dean. Defensive side of centre wing. Dean kicks it well around the corner up towards half forward. Jackson roving perfectly towards centre half forward. Ball runs free. Chance for Viney. Long handball. Intercepted by Hepburn. Here's a chance for Ackley. Now Law. Out wide. Steele. Demetriou. Melbourne forwards doing well, but North defenders come clear through Steele. Out wide. Dean. Oh, does it well. composed. Spargo tripped him as he kicked. Play on, says the umpire. Chandler's kicked the half forward. No mark taken, and the ball goes over the boundary line for a throw-in.
And Melbourne continue to kick the ball long. From full-back, they go straight up the centre, and from the centre, they kick long down the centre half forward until the goal square. So they're not mucking around by going short on the MCG.
McCann the fist on, but White in the way. Sean Smith against him now, trying to match White's leaping skills, perhaps with some of his own, and he certainly has them. Push in the back, Melbourne free kick. And perhaps that one atones for the omission a moment ago, because that certainly was a trip against Warren Dean. Coop to half forward. Flower, only one kick so far. Ackley back to the centre line. McCann. Steele behind the wing. Nice sidestep to half forward. Plenty of spoiling power there though. Love it against Love. And the Melbourne fans love it. And it's a ball up in front of the members, who perhaps are still battling to come to grips with the fact that their side is 28 points in front. I'm sure they came here today hoping that Melbourne might just pull it off after an immense struggle.
12 minutes gone. Ball up at half forward. Great smother. Ball runs free. Bailey. Off the stretch. The runner. Great runner stretch. Centre half forward. Long kick to full forward. At the back far. Good punch. Chance for Smith. Over the top, puts Steele under a little bit of pressure, but he does it well. Gathers and kicks it towards the wing. Oh, sensational spoiler by Newport. Goes after it again. Left foot kick towards full forward. No mark taken. Chance for Campbell. Law the tackler. Now Mossop. From a standing start, Healy takes the mark. Inside 50 metres. Well, if he is, he's only about 1 metre inside.
And there's a poor kick by John Mossop. Under pressure, he should have kicked towards the boundary line.
Short pass by Healy finds Steins. And now there should not be about distance. But the other Irishman in the Melbourne side, Jimmy Steins, can he kick straight?
Well, it's an interesting test of his skills with this funny-shaped football.
Sixth possession for the big fellow. And a lot resting on his shoulders because he's the only real big guy in the Melbourne side. Good kick. Offline.
Degora.
Anti-climax.
It certainly is. The pressure of Melbourne that they're applying is really unsettling North Melbourne. They're not able to get their quick running game going with their bevy of small men, and as a result they're under tremendous pressure in kicking the ball.
McCann doing some solid work. His opponent Dean is doing some good things for Melbourne too. 15 metres brings him almost to the centre. Kicks to half forward. White and Smith. Great mark. Sean Smith played on. It's been called play on. White should have held on to him, but didn't realise the call had come. Goes back to it and wins it. And the crowd just absolutely warming to this visitor to Australia as Healy finds Viney. Kicks badly. Bounced just inside though. A throw in on Melbourne's half-forward flank. And the Demons dominating the second quarter. They've kicked 4-2 to 1 behind for a 29-point lead at the halfway mark.
Ball at half forward for Melbourne. Repelled by Johnny Law. Up towards the wing. Chance for McDonald. Into Demetriou. Well tackled by Stretch. And another good tackle by Stretch. And the Demons will be rewarded. The ball runs free. Coop well caught and will be penalised. Great tackle by Law. The Demons were away.
He fought the Law and the Law won.
Kick towards centre half forward. Good punch away by Sharon. Crocker over the top. Crocker, you'll be caught. He won't. He gets through into the goal square. Goal coming up to Hepburn. And did North Melbourne need?
Well, that's their first goal for the quarter, and Melbourne's kicked 4 to their 1. But once again, it's Phil Cracker who was able to set it up. We see Crocker getting the ball across to Phil, who just really rode that tackle from Sean White, and then that long hand pass to Hepburn. And North Melbourne, in an attempt to get a bit more running power and marking power onto their forward line, have now brought on Sean Smith, and young Alistair Clarkson is sitting on the interchange bench. We've also moved Mark Hepburn from centre half forward now down to full forward. And Donald McDonald out to the key centre-half forward post.
Actually, Chandler's just gone off and Clarkson back on, Kev, in a change in the last 30 seconds. 23-point margin, and never dismiss North. Remember their last elimination final against Carlton in 85. That fight back was memorable. They're into attack, but Sharon, who's been a grand defender, turns them out. Dean and McCann having some great moments both. Mossop, well tackled. Ackley couldn't get out of that. Play on though, the call. Just got rid of it in time. Kangaroos go forward again. Spargo versus Coop. Push in the back against Spargo. A Melbourne free kick. And Douglas Coop, 3-clubber, and has played only 36 games in a fairly long career, is doing himself proud today and finds Lovett, who's at his second club after leaving Hawthorn.
Lovett's kicked to centre-half forward. No mark taken. Jackson swoops on it. Through centre-half forward. And goals! What a sensational goal by Ricky Jackson. And the Demons lead again by 29 points.
And there's the true roving skills of a small player. Look at that. Off the pack, swoops on it, accelerates away. Balks, kicks on his right kicking foot and pops it through. And this is where North Melbourne's struggling a bit, because Chandler and Steele, who are tagging Healy and Ricky Jackson, are not true rovers. They've got to compensate for the loss of Jimmy Cracker, and whereas they're good players, they just don't have those true roving skills as we saw Jackson then in swooping on the ball.
17 and a half minutes gone in what has been a monumental quarter by Melbourne. They've kicked 5 goals to 1, and they've opened up a lead which, while not a winning one, could go a long way towards grabbing them this elimination final, in which they started underdogs after limping into the top 5. North into attack, but not for long. Oh, that was play on. Called such. Lovett penalised for holding the ball, and a good decision, a brave one. Sean Smith takes it. Kicks quickly. Hepburn the target, but really, he was in an impossible position. 15 metres against Spargo, surely, but the D's play on. Greg Healy, fine vice-captain for them, places the ball to a nicety. Yates behind the centre line. Goes wide for Flower. Out on the wing, where he made his name for Melbourne. The members prefer it when he's on the near side of the ground. Ackley beats him this time, to his credit. Now Law, well pressured, but eventually boots North into attack where they've got the numbers. Hughes the spoil, but Love swoops. 50 metres out. Doesn't make the distance. Cracker and Sharon. Down goes Cracker. Play on. Larkin hemmed in. Great tackling by Melbourne. And away they go through Bailey.
And Bailey at half-back kicks towards the wing. Stretch the high flyer. Couldn't mark. The ball at the back. Williams does well and gathers. Back forced to kick now. Pratt with the left foot. Looks for the hand pass now. Inboard to Stretch. Stretch kicks it high. Not his usual effectiveness. Up towards centre-half forward. No mark taken. Good punch away. McCann there again. Now Dean there to gather the crumbs. He can't break clear. Chance for Newport. Now Viney left foot kick towards forward pocket. Steele. Wide. Clarkson. In the centre of the ground. Left foot kick around the corner. Lovett. Here come the Demons again. Lovett towards centre half forward. Unguarded player is Dean. And what a crime committed by Stephen McCann. 10 metres away from his opponent. And Dean takes his 6th mark. And a chance to kick his 2nd goal. And Melbourne seem to have all the answers.
Well, what they've actually done, Robbo, is that they've just made this a man-on-man duel.
Dean kicks for goal and kicks badly. Room for a behind. That's Melbourne's 9th behind. 8-9 plays 4-3.
And they've limited North Melbourne by placing Coop onto Spargo, Newport onto German, Bailey onto Larkin. And they've just really cut out the running players of the North Melbourne side. They just can't get it away.
Stretch from 55, hits Campbell with a perfect pass. Looks for one inside and goes for it. Steins has got it. No, yes he has. The mark's been paid. And big Jim Steins, for the 2nd time in the quarter, will line them up. Good pass from Campbell, and good quick thinking and unselfish play from the former Camberwell grammarian to find the big former Irishman who cursed himself 7 or 8 minutes ago when he missed from a bit further out. time the crowd salute him. And he salutes the crowd. The Demons are 6 goals in front at the 21-minute mark of the second quarter.
Well, full marks to Big Steins because he's played a very, very good game. He's had to take over the ruck duels and the ruck responsibility when O'Dwyer was suspended, and he's done it so well.
The North Melbourne's defence was pathetic because Campbell went for it once and then was still able to kick it to him.
They have been rattled. The pressure that Melbourne's placed on them and the quickness now that they're bringing the ball into their forward line is really catching the whole North Melbourne side unaware.
German gets it out of the centre. Larkin at half forward, kicks it into the pocket. Melbourne defence, good thump away. Spalding under pressure. Composed, brilliant. Off to Newport. Newport, good kick too, up towards half forward. Williams can't gather. Smith and Steele. Chance for McCann. Oh, you're caught with the ball. Not penalised. Umpire Robinson signals to the boundary umpire to throw it in. And Stephen McCann, you're a lucky man.
And remember what the West Coast Eagles were supposed to have said after they played Melbourne under lights here recently. They're the hardest tackling side in the league and they're playing like it. Williams. Flower. Second time only in the match. Quickly. Campbell caught under it. Yates and Harris and Campbell again. A flying shot from 35 metres is offline. And the Demons lead by 37 points. Approaching the 23-minute mark of the second term. They've kicked 6 goals for to 1-1 in the quarter.
And Campbell proving to be a bit of a surprise packet on the forward line in the way that he's been contesting, and he's really given Harris a lot of trouble.
Harris's kick-in's a good one, covers 65 metres. The ball gathered by Crocker. A poor kick to advantage, but it goes out in front of McDonald. He overruns it. Lovett does it well. Good play, Brett Lovett. Ball at half forward. Between wing and half forward for North Melbourne, he was one out, Brett Lovett, and he kept it in. And umpire Clayton decides on a bounce, and the Melbourne supporters very, very happy with that performance. 23 minutes gone, second quarter, and Melbourne lead 9-10 to 4-3.
Spalding holds his head as North go deep into attack to the half-forward flank. Spargo a big air swing off the ground. Sean Smith giving them some light. Now Love just inside 50. The goal is guarded now. It was unguarded as he kicked. Hepburn smothered by the desperate Demons. Free kick, holding the ball. Umpire Clayton deeming that Hepburn didn't do enough to get it out. He was waiting for someone to arrive to try and palm it to. And the rugged Danny Hughes takes the free.
Danny Hughes out towards half-back, stretch flies. Phil Cracker, dispossessed by Sharon. He has a bit of a go, Sharon, up towards the wing. Williams there diving after it. Demetriou picks up the crumbs for North Melbourne. Into the centre, unguarded Phil Cracker. I think they've got to get him on the ball.
Well, they've been falling down badly around the pack simply because their running players have been completely shut out of the game, and maybe that's right, Robbo, to give them some life.
In the centre, Healy, off to Newport. Here's another chance for the Demons. Newport into the pocket. Williams showed a lot of courage, but he couldn't gather. McCann can. McCann out to the wing. Chance now for German. Out in front of Stretch. German gathers. Left foot kick into the centre. Mark taken by Law. Johnny Law on centre wing. Between the wing and centre half forward.
Sean Smith being helped off by 2 trainers, and that's bad news for North.
Law, high ball towards centre half forward. Good thump away. Out towards the wing. Phil Cracker. Off to Clarkson. Clarkson now back onto the right foot. Kicks it back to Phil. Did it go 15 metres? Mark being paid. Phil up towards the half forward area, and the mark's been taken out there by Crocker, and he's 55 metres out from goal. Into time on in the second quarter. The Demons leading comfortably. They're 9-10. North Melbourne 4-3. And does Darren Crocker fancy himself? Going back now for the big kick towards goal. He thumps it high. It won't get the distance. Into the forward. Right in front of the square. Thumped away. Chance now for North Melbourne. Stafford goal is offline by Clarkson. Through for a behind. 1 minute you're a hero when you kick a goal after the siren. Next minute you're just an ordinary North player, as Sean Smith, attended by the medical staff on the bench for North Melbourne.
36 points is Melbourne's lead. in time on by a minute in this quarter. Stretch in front. Crocker the big fist. Spalding, the hero. Newport, who's done very well. Beautiful kick to half forward. Lovely probing drop punt kick to Warren Dean, who's just over 50 metres out. Flowers calling for it long, high and even, but he kicks too long for Flower to mark it and off direction. It was a mighty kick.
Well, he's booted 1-3. He is certainly a long kick. He possibly could have dropped that one in short. He had a teammate who was unguarded, but he elected to go for the big kick.
Harris's kick out to half back. It's gathered by Crocker. Demetriou. Handball over the top. Chance for Love. Back onto the right foot. Elects to go for the handball inside to Mossop. Mossop's long high ball to centre half forward. 2-out duel between Chiron and Phil Cracker. Chance there for North Melbourne to go into the forward pocket area. Ball bouncing free. Phil Cracker quick. Bailing. Phil Cracker gathers. Well tackled. Ball runs free. Flicked by Stretch. Sean White. Now wide. Phil Cracker's a chance again. Interception by Cooper over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in about 35 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. Close to half-time. Melbourne leading 9-11. North Melbourne 4-4.
Great defence then by Melbourne. Oh, that's not such a good kick, but it'll bounce inside. I thought it might have been headed for the crowd. North fans appealing for out on the full then. I think perhaps feeling that it might have come off Dean's boot. But a throw in. North's attacking side of the wing. Very important 2 or 3 minutes for Melbourne. For both teams, but for Melbourne to try and hold this lead. Big difference between going in 6 goals up and 3 goals up at half-time after a great quarter. Clarkson to Hepburn. Plenty against him. Throw in beyond half-forward flank for North. 30 metres from goal. They desperately need a couple in the last couple of minutes of this quarter, which is 28 minutes old.
Well, Melbourne's defence have done well to restrict North to 4-4. It's in the forward pocket. Kick away by Newport. And it's a good one. Just a little bit more of precious time ticking away very early in the match. I appreciate that. We're very close to the half-time siren, but the Demons are doing it well. They lead by 37 points. Boundary throwing between wing and half-forward. Steins. Here's a chance for Chandler. Now his kick smothered. Oh, poor play by McCann. Here's the Demons coming forward through Greg Healy. Long kick towards full forward. Good mark taken by Steele. Steele at half-back. Kicks it wide to the wing. German, you're under pressure. The tackle is unfair by Stretch. Or then again was it Dean. But the free kick's been paid to German, defensive side of centre wing. And the North Melbourne centre man will put his side into attack. 9-11 plays 4-4. We're over the 29-minute mark in the second quarter.
And it's half-time. And the Melbourne supporters rise to acclaim their heroes for a grand 30 minutes work. They kicked 6 goals, 5 to 1-2 to turn a 4-point quarter-time lead into a 37-point break at half-time. So the groundwork laid by the Demons in a great second quarter, but North, under Kennedy, are famous for their comebacks. Now to the start of the second half. Melbourne going from left to right, and Graham Yates puts them into attack. And a collision between 2 kangaroos. Larkin, quiet and well held in the first half. Kissed on by McDonald. Clarkson looking for Demetriou, but Steins in the way and finds Dean, who's just outside 50 metres. He could kick this distance. He'll kick from at least 55 and a bit further. It'd be a monster if he did it. Doesn't quite. Steins is up there. Law. Well tackled. Mossop under pressure and a chance for Melbourne. Flower! He's done it! Second goal, Robbie Flower. Hasn't had many more kicks than 2, but that is such an important goal for the Demons. The first one of the second half to give them a 43-point lead. And Kevin Bartlett, that grip is going to be pretty hard for North Melbourne to break.
Well, I suppose with half a game to go, anything can happen in football. But once again, it's been an inspirational goal by Flower. I'm certain John Northey couldn't have picked a better player to kick this opening goal. He would have said to the Melbourne side, we have to get the first goal after the centre bounce, and that's exactly what they did through that great play of their skipper.
Spalding up towards half forward. That's all Melbourne. Dean out wide finds Viney. Viney a good kick of the ball into the pocket, and the mark's been taken by Williams. He'll need a 50-metre kick to goal. But Melbourne have started the third quarter well. 10-11. And North Melbourne a miserable 4 goals for in half a game of 1980s football is terrible. Williams, beautiful long kick into the square, little short, rush through from behind, and the Demons 10-12, 72, lead North Melbourne 4-4-28.
It was almost another goal to Flower as he stole it on the line, but in fact crossed the line as he kicked. Couldn't stop the Melbourne players appealing. Yates! Screamer. No play on, it's not paid. He was second grab, says the umpire. Viney, long with the left boot. Great chance, Williams! Third goal to the Melbourne full forward from 7 kicks. And this is turning into a debacle. 3 minutes into the quarter, Melbourne leading by 50 points.
Yes, and they've made several changes at North Melbourne. They've now got Donald McDonald at centre-half back. They've got Steve McCann at centre-half forward. But still, they just cannot stop this onslaught. Chandler has now gone into the back pocket, or playing at full-back virtually on Williams. He started the game as a rover. So really, after half-time, John Kennedy's made several moves, but this onslaught now, the adrenaline's running for the Demon side.
Oh, the most unbelievable for Melbourne. We've only been playing 3.5 minutes in the third quarter, and the Demons have kicked 2 goals, 1, and North Melbourne have not got it anywhere near forward of centre, and we have a bounce only 3 metres away from the centre circle. Now Mossop puts it over there, but Stretch has got it and kicks it back to half forward. No mark taken. Chance for Jackson. Dispossessed. A free kick being paid. Advantage to Viney. Viney's left foot pass into the pocket's been marked by Williams. And if everything's in Melbourne's way, it certainly is today. Williams, distance not a problem. Hard up against the boundary line. Has kicked 3 goals. And usually a fairly accurate kick. Concentrating hard. Long, inaccurate. Through for a behind. 11-13 plays 4-4. 4.5 minutes third quarter.
And what great value David Williams has given this year. Harris straight down the ground, but nothing there for North. Straight into the lap of Coop. Forward of the centre by about 30 metres. Unloads the big torpedo. The scout is Dean, and unopposed is Williams. How's the bounce? For number 4, he's missed. Under immense pressure. Hooked it too far. The Demons get their 14th behind. They remarkably have had 25 scoring shots to North Melbourne's 8. And this is something we just couldn't have expected.
Kicking in will be done by Johnny Law. He's had his hands full in defence for North Melbourne. Towards half-back. Punch away by Mossop. At the bottom of the pack, Clarkson back to Demetriou. Demetriou round the corner with the left foot to the wing. No mark taken. Chance for McCann. Fumbles. Free kick being paid. It'll go back to where the decision has been made by umpire Robinson, and McCann will take the free kick on centre wing. Just slightly on the defensive side for North Melbourne. 10th possession. Kicks towards centre half forward. White. Can't mark. Gets it again though. Athletic ability. Oh, Newport. Now a chance for Newport. He recovers and kicks the ball towards half forward. 3-2. North Melbourne come away with it through Steele. High towards centre half forward. White tries to spoil. On the bottom of the pack, Sean Smith. North Melbourne can't break clear. Melbourne defenders great in their frustration and umpire Clayton will bounce about 60 metres out from the North Melbourne goal.
And John Kennedy probably relaying an almost unending stream of instructions, desperately trying to arouse North. Viney, fine player for Melbourne, to half forward, Flower the knock-on, the Scouters Dean. Good pressure from the North defence. Ackley, McDonald, Steele now. Too slow, good tackle Jackson, forces the bad kick. Very slow with Steele. Sloppy hand pass Demetrio, Jackson. Better hand pass, Bailey from 55 metres, long towards goal. Well touched for the Kangaroos by Law. Campbell, and now a throw-in.
Well, Chandler's now been moved on to Yates on the wing, and Harris has got the job now, and Williams after Harris started on the wing in this second half. So really the brains trust of North Melbourne's been working overtime to try and combat the momentum of this Melbourne side.
Dean held when he didn't have it, and he'll take the free kick in the pocket. And in the opening minutes of the third quarter, everything is going Melbourne's way. Warren Dean, with a smirk on his face, as Bailey and Larkin have it off with each other. 12th possession coming up for Dean. Now on this occasion you don't have problems with distance. It is accuracy that you need. Warren Dean comes in and shoots for goal. He's hooked it a little bit, but not enough to miss. And it's through for another goal. Dean's kicked his second, and look at that scoreboard.
Well, North Melbourne have just put in an absolute shocker today. They've got no winners whatsoever. Big Stein's done a great job in the ruck. Warren Dean's been a star at centre half forward. He's already had McCann moved off him. He's kicked 2 goals, but he's just been so quick around the forward line. Williams has been a great problem to him, also down at full forward with his mobility, and they just haven't counted anyone out of round the packs or out of the centre.
The margin 58 points, a stunning result. Sharon into attack, and Williams at half forward. No 15-metre penalty, although the crowd screaming for it and now booing, sensing it's not coming. Williams more than 55 metres out. 5th kick for the quarter. He's been on fire. And got very close to the man on the mark, who's tripped, says umpire Robinson, and nothing going North way. That brings Williams to well within range. Lunging over was Harris, it seems. That was umpire Robinson's ruling. He stands adjacent to the man on the mark, latitudinally on the ground, and so he's in a perfect position to watch the mark and the man standing on it. Now Williams from 45 for number 4. He's hooked it, a minor.
Well, he's kicked 3 behinds in this quarter. 1 goal, 3. So he had 3 straight goals, and then he's posted 3 behinds.
59 points. Who would have believed it? 10 minutes into the third quarter, and it's Melbourne leading. The ball at half-back's taken by Harris. He plays on and kicks it to centre half forward, and there's that man again, the athletic, spectacular and irrepressible Sean White takes the mark for the Demons. 15-metre penalty, and he'll thump it back into the Melbourne forward line. Pretty ordinary kick. Bailey in short, plays on. He was going to anyway, left foot shot for goal. He's hooked it too far into the opposite forward pocket, but it's all Melbourne. Stretch. Oh, slack kick by Stretch is picked up by Chandler. Chandler out to the opposite half-back flank. Bailey there, it's punched away. The ball on the ground, Dean and Larkin. Dean gathers. Well pressured by Larkin. Spalding there, but Larkin comes out with it and gives it across to German. German goes through the centre of the field. 2 bounces. Now he kicks it long into the pocket. Phil Cracker punched away. Good defensive work. Now a chance for Clarkson. Short pass out wide. Chance for Spargo. He slips at the crucial stage, but he gets clear. Oh, good play by White. He anticipated well. Sharon with strength. Off to Lovett. And the Melbourne defence backing up well. Off to Stretch. Stretch at centre half back. Hawks gets it out to the wing. Melbourne away again. Mark taken by Greg Healy on the centre wing, and a 15-metre penalty against North Melbourne because they knew Melbourne had the numbers, and they're away again. Yates at half forward. In short, Yates. Good pass, Flower. And the members stand erupt.
And they'll erupt again if he can kick accurately from 50 metres. He doesn't. He lands it in the teeth. Plenty of spoilers. McDonald scouts. The space at half-back. Bailey and Larkin. Bailey's followed Larkin everywhere and rendered him not very effective. And he does it again, and he wins a free kick. And poor Matt Larkin, who's been a major part of the backbone of North Melbourne through this year, is having one of those days. But full marks to Bailey. Bad kick though, and Mossop sprawls after it at half-back for North.
Mossop kicks it out wide towards the outer wing area in front. Newport can't mark. Bailey picks up the crumbs and kicks it back towards half-forward flank area. In front, McDonald punches the ball away. Clarkson leading in the race for the ball. Gathers just inside the boundary line. It's still in. Jackson tries to tackle. Clarkson gets the handball away to Smith. Smith's hurried kick up towards the wing. At the back, McCann. Can't quite gather. Good pressure by Viney. Lovett a chance. Lovett repels that North Melbourne attack. Steins on the end of the Lovett hand pass up towards half forward. It's a scrubby kick. McDonald there. Good tackle by Jackson. Gives Williams a chance. Williams left foot kick to centre half forward. Flower knocks it away from Ackley. Goes back towards half forward. Now Smith. Smith forced to kick quickly. Up towards the wing, and the mark will be taken by Viney. McCann arrives on the scene too late. Play on, says the umpire. That's a bit of a worry. Sean White there. Does it well. Left foot kick. Beautiful. You'd reckon this guy's played the game for 10 years. Newport in towards the centre. No mark taken. Good play by Steele for North Melbourne. He goes long towards full forward. Out in front. Good punch away by North Melbourne forwards. Here's a chance for Spalding. Tripped and will take the free kick at centre half back for Melbourne.
The Kangaroos still haven't scored in almost 14 minutes in this quarter, and they have not looked like scoring. Yates, but there's a push in the back, and Hepburn will take the free kick for North. And 15 metres. Silly play by Yates.
Well, that is silly play because Melbourne are on top. They've been very, very disciplined, very committed. And that's one of the few occasions where Melbourne player hasn't really been carrying out the instructions from John Norby.
Hepburn had to run about 40 metres the other way to get it. No one got it for him. What a kick. He can kick the ball out of sight. Cracker! He was the one who sensed that it might come floating all the way. Backing back courageously, even though there was no one behind him. He couldn't be absolutely certain of that. No fear. And a chance to kick North Melbourne's first goal since the 15-minute mark of the second term. Uses the banana kick and misses. And North's only score in this quarter in nearly 15 minutes is a behind as they trail hugely by 58 points. We'll make another change with Love coming back.
That was a poor attempt by Phil Cracker because his ankle wasn't that bad that he couldn't come in with a straightforward kick.
Hughes' kick found Sean White. Sean White kicked the ball to the wing. Here's a chance for Love. Good tackle by Flower. Couldn't stop Love getting the kick away. And a mark has been taken by Clarkson at half forward for North Melbourne. Alistair Clarkson played a handful of games for the Northerners. Tries the short pass. It's effective. It finds Harris inside 50 metres. And if ever North Melbourne need a goal, they probably need this plus about another 5. Harris. Notice the Melbourne runner come out and reprimand Graham Yates for that misdemeanour earlier on in that passage of play. Harris's kick over the top. It's been marked by Cracker. Cracker's snapshot for goal. He played on and kicked it behind. And North Melbourne go on to 4-6-30. And they trail Melbourne by 57 points. The Demons 12-15-87.
Sharon leads. And hasn't he been a performer for Melbourne? Flower up the ground now. In fact, he's on the half-back flank, on the members' wing. Worth noting, Williams comes from behind, late on the scene. Yates won't make another mistake like that one a moment ago. Held. The umpire says he's playing for it and just sweating for it. Comes to Ackley. Good delivery. Just too far for Love. Throwing. Half-forward flank for North Melbourne. The Kangaroos making such heavy weather of it.
Well, what's been disappointing is the fact that apart from their small players being down, it's their key position players that have been very disappointing all day. Donald McDonald and Steve McCann and Hepburn have all struggled today to get into the game.
Spargo's kick has been marked by Lovett. Lovett in the back pocket for Melbourne. 52 marks to 32. Melbourne leading in that department. Here's one of the guys who's taken a few of them. Oh, magical play by Flower. Over the top to Viney, out wide to Dean. Dean long to the front of the squares, a beautiful kick, and the mark has been taken by Campbell. What a magnificent kick by Dean.
Well, they haven't mucked around with short kicks today, the Melbourne side. They've really kicked the ball long, and Dean's been one of the best as far as that is concerned. And Tony Campbell has been a surprise packet because he has been very mobile in that forward pocket and he's created a number of opportunities.
Campbell kicks for goal and from that distance puts it through for his second goal. Very productive, the Demon forward line. They've kicked 13 goals, 15, and their defence has restricted North Melbourne to 4 goals, 6.
And at the 18-minute mark, North have yet to kick a goal this particular quarter, and Melbourne have booted 4. And it's been a most disappointing performance by North after half-time. One would have expected that they would have come out and lifted their efforts, but full marks to Melbourne because they've actually lifted theirs.
In fact, North have kicked 1-4 since quarter time when it was close. The Kangaroos are into attack through Smith. Not for long, Ross Smith that is, as opposed to Sean. Lovett to Spalding, at centre half-back. McCann lumbering after him, but Spalding methodically to half-forward. Steele in good shape, good solid mark. Not a good player for North this year. Larkin scouts. Now McCann, well tackled though by Spalding. German, also well tackled. Penalised for holding the ball. And Viney takes it. Boots Melbourne forward again. Dean. No mark, no free. Williams, 2-on-1 in Melbourne's favour if the ball holds up, which it doesn't. With their deep in attack, they are leading by in excess of 10 goals, 63 points at the 19-minute mark.
Another statistic, Melbourne, 21 more kicks than North Melbourne. And it shows on the scoreboard. Jackson, roving well, another goal to Melbourne. Second goal to Jackson, 14th goal to Melbourne. And it's a one-horse race in the elimination final. North Melbourne, odds-on favourites. The Demons, the underdogs.
Yes, well, we've seen in racing terms where the odds-on favourite doesn't always win, and this is a typical example. And there's those true roving skills that we were speaking about before, the ability to really read the ball off the pack. North Melbourne all day have had makeshift rovers, and of course with Jimmy Cracker not playing in the side, they've fallen down badly in that small man department.
And the lead an astonishing 69 points. As Stretch boots Melbourne once more into attack. Viney, who's been a star, kicked the first goal, got it all rolling. To Williams, good bounce, well trapped. The hand pass to Stretch, just a bit too quick. Crocker. You'll hope it goes to the line, but it won't. The D's have got 2 there. One is Coop, the other is Viney. High tackle. And he'll be allowed to take his kick. No, now Melbourne go on. I think they should have gone back and claimed the free. Spargo. Still Melbourne with the numbers. And that might be out on the full. Yes, it is, and it's a Melbourne free kick to be taken by, not Hughes, Keeley, who gives it to Hughes.
Hughes runs through centre wing. Over the low goes. Kicks it long, 50 metres up into the forward pocket. And there's the hero of the afternoon, Robert Flower. Takes the mark about 40 metres out. His 5th mark. He's kicked 2 goals. One was a sensational goal at the start of this third quarter. And he comes in and punts. Truly! Third goal. And the MCG, well, KB,
It's just erupted. Robbie Flower, well, he kicked that opening goal, or he kicked that his first goal in that first quarter from that sensational mark. And straight after half-time, he kicked the first goal of the quarter to really give Melbourne the momentum again. And now, of course, another team-lifting goal.
And the Speedo VFL Final Series for 1987 away to an amazing start. Melbourne kicked another 7 after that, 6 in the last quarter. Yesterday we had the third biggest finals margin in history, and today we equalled the second biggest finals margin ever of 118 points. Melbourne equalling the elimination final record score with 158 points, and North the lowest ever score in an elimination final, and they kicked just 2 goals after quarter time. 5 goals to the hero Robert Flower, 3 each to Jackson, Williams and Campbell for Melbourne, and for North Melbourne, Phil Cracker kicked 2. Well, after Melbourne's greatest win in almost a quarter of a century, Captain Flower spoke to Ian Robertson about the feelings that playing in a final produces.
The pressure that builds up in the rooms, getting ready, even the rub down, the strapping, the whole lot, it's a big build-up. And then when you run out in the ground finally, it's all the roughs and the emotions are really running hot. And when you run around the ground and the supporters start cheering, you're on air. And then to play the game itself, you're in a little enclosure there just with all these people out on the outer just looking in. It's a great feeling.
I thought watching the game that your guys settled down very quickly.
Yeah, for a side that really hasn't had the experience of playing this type of pressure football, I suppose they did. But when you look at it realistically, the last 6 weeks that we've played have all been this type of football that we've had to win them, and we've gone about our job in that type of manner.
Well, now that you've got through the first final, how big an advantage do you think that's going to be to fit you for next week?
Well, I don't know if it's an advantage or not. I suppose it will be, just to say that we've been through it once and we know what the build-up's going to be like, and nothing really counts for experience, and we've got that little bit of experience there. But still the game has to be won on the day and against the opposition that you come up against. So we've got a big job to do to make sure we prepare again.
What a great day for Melbourne and a great day for Flower. They've cheered him at the MCG over 15 years now, but they've never cheered him like they did today as he kicked 5 goals. Took him a while to get going in the match. His second kick, I think, came in the second quarter, but he got better and better to be Melbourne's leading goal scorer. Well, there was a great irony to Flower's long-awaited appearance in his first VFL final, and next door, as that interview was being done, was a man who started his career in the same year as Flower, back in 1973, and in the 15 subsequent years played in 29 finals with one club. Only Gordon Coventry has played in more. And today Wayne Schimmelbusch watched from the sidelines. Well, Schimmer spoke bitterly afterwards of his team's performance.
All the players should be ashamed of themselves. I'm sure they are. To lose by 20 goals in a final is a very, very bad effort.
Well, where could you pinpoint any area where, I mean, you've obviously lost all over the ground.
We didn't ever win all over the ground. I think Melbourne were definitely more desperate to get the ball. They were bigger, they were stronger, they were faster, and I think all our players just gave in.
When the game was there to be grasped by either side, then North Melbourne just didn't show that desperation, did they?
No, that's a disappointing thing. I think last week we did play with desperation, and we ran Carlton, in the last kick of the day. I don't know whether the players thought it was going to be easy today. It certainly looked that way at times. But Melbourne went out there and they played the game the way a finals game should be played. They attacked the ball all day and went in hard and got the ball moving, and we just stood there and watched them.
Schimmer was hoping he might take part in this year's final series, but now it's certain that his season did end on that day in Sydney when he broke down against the Swans, and it remains to be seen whether we'll see him again in 1988. Let's hope so. We don't want to dwell on Flower too much because there were 19 other great players for Melbourne, but one of the great moments of the day came in the opening 10 minutes when, from the back of the pack, he snatched a tremendous mark, only metres from goal, and kicked Melbourne's second goal. It produced an enormous roar, but there was one of even greater volume in the last quarter when he took the mark of the day. Well, he's got a way to go yet.
50 years ago. Love it. Good torpedo kick. Mark of the day. Could be mark of the year.
I don't think he's taken too many better than that over 15 long years. It really was a gem. Well, now to goal of the day, and Melbourne kicked 22 for the day, so we had plenty to choose from in looking
for the best goal of the elimination final. And there was none better than the very first, which was kicked by their South Australian recruit, Todd Viney.
Into attack. Dean takes the mark 55 metres out to Viney. If it bounces, he can kick a goal. He does!
What a goal.
A magnificent start for the Demons. It took 35 seconds.
The second semi-final will be played next Saturday at VFL Park between Carlton and Hawthorn. The first semi-final, a dream match-up on the Sunday at the MCG, is between Melbourne and Sydney. Sydney Swans versus Melbourne, and the VFA preliminary next week between Port and Winchester.